Hey everybody, thanks for joining me out in the garden today. I'm outside with Jeff. Today I'm going to be planting garlic cloves. I've got about 220, 250 garlic cloves here, and I've already planted about 120 in my other garden. My goal is, I want to plant, this is going to be about 350 cloves. It's going to give me about 350 bulbs next year. This is hardneck garlic. Each bulb is going to have 6 cloves. So it's going to give me about 1,800 cloves. My goal is next year I want to plant about 1,000 garlic plants, and so I would need 600. If there's 6 to a clove, I need 150, 160 bulbs of garlic is what I'm going to need next year. So I'm planting about 350 total this year, and next year I'll plant about 150, and I'm going to start selling it as a seed garlic on eBay. So I'm gonna get straight into this. I plant my garlic about 3 inches apart in all directions. I don't really get real particular. I just kind of eyeball the measurement. It doesn't have to be exact, but that gives enough spacing so that you're utilizing your garden space efficiently, and it crowds out the weeds, so it limits your weed pressure. It just utilizes the nutrients that are in the soil, and it develops a thick canopy, so it allows the soil to not dry out. It just improves your garlic's production. So I'm gonna get right to it. I just ripped out the tomato and pepper plants that were in this area. I dug down 1 shovel depth, turned the soil. I took my hard rake over it, smoothed it over. I removed a lot of the garden debris, the straw residue, some leaves, some tomatoes and such. There's still a little bit in there, but that'll be okay. I removed most of it and put it over in the compost pile, so I'm gonna get right into this. Good job.
I landed it standing. When I get older.
So what I've found in growing garlic is you want to, in order to have a good garlic crop, your garlic needs to have good, healthy, big tops. So the nutrient that they're going to need the most of is going to be nitrogen. The nitrogen is going to allow them to have really good top growth, and you will never pick a big bulb of garlic that has a small garlic top. So if you want to grow big garlic, you need to grow big garlic tops. Now, you can, if you're organic, use blood meal or bone meal. If you're non-organic, Miracle Grow or just whatever 10-10-10, some type of fertilizer that has a fair amount of nitrogen, that's what you're going to want, because you got to have that nitrogen for them to have good top growth and therefore big bulb formation. So like I'd said earlier at the beginning of this video, I'm growing this with the main intent of producing a good seed crop for the following year. I'm going to have over 350 garlic plants planted, and that should give me a heck of a crop to plant out the following year. Now, of what I'm planting this year, only 120 of it is my own. I had the opportunity to buy these 250 or so cloves from a local co-op. I paid $22 for this. This is organic garlic, locally grown from the cooperative. I bought it, and they were pretty small heads, but when I bust them open, there was some good sized cloves in there. I'm planting everything, even the smaller cloves. If it was my own garlic and I was just wanting it for food production, I would probably just plant the biggest cloves, because the small cloves are going to give you a really small head of garlic. But since I'm trying to maximize and get to a really big sustainable seed crop in the most efficient time period, you know, I figure next year I should be planting 1,000, and then after that I should have enough where I can sell, you know, quite a bit, and continue to plant, you know, 1,000, 1,500 cloves, and just really have a lot of garlic production year over year. So if I could make about $400 a year just on a garlic crop, that would pay for all my water expense, seed expense, and fertilizer expense for the year for the rest of my garden. And that even includes that would be my electrical cost for my seed starting on my tomatoes and peppers. So that's my goal. Just kind of working backwards off of that. If I end up surpassing that number and producing more than that, then that'll just be awesome. But I want to try to just use this one crop. That one was bad. Use this one crop to try to provide the needs for the garden. That would just be amazing. So everyone needs a goal. Some people's goals are financially driven. Some others are driven by other means, but that's what I'm doing. We're having a really mild fall here. It's like October 16th or 17th. Kind of lost track. I've taken a few days off from work, so somewhere around there. And this morning was cooler. I think it was like 43, but it got up to 70s. And the 2-week forecast is looking really good. We're going to be in the overnight temperatures in the 50s, and we're going to be getting up into the 70s every day for the next 2 weeks, according to the forecast anyhow. So we'll see how that works out. the reason I'm wanting to grow and sell garlic is I've noticed there's people out there and they're really taking advantage of the home gardener. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a company out there and they might have a body of water in their title of their name, maybe not. And they were selling their seed garlic for $43 a pound. $43 a pound. That's highway robbery. This organic garlic that I got that's locally grown in my area at the co-op, $6.99 a pound. And that place is selling their garlic for $43 a pound. $21.50 a half pound is how they're selling it. Person in a gardening group I belong to bought some, and they paid like $16 for 12 cloves. I've got 250 cloves here. I paid $22 for it. And they paid $16 for 12 cloves. Highway robbery. So I want to provide a good organically grown, sustainably grown, organic seed crop garlic that I can sell locally on eBay, whatever. All you gotta do is plant it. That's all you gotta do. Like I said, I'm not measuring. Some of these rows are getting out of line. They're a little farther than 3 inches. Blah, blah, blah. I got plenty of room in this bed. I'm not worried about that. If I was to measure every one of these, I'd be out here all day. Looks like I'm about halfway through. Hoping I'm more than halfway through, but this garlic, you plant it pointy side up, push it down in the ground, and then I'm going to come back through and I'm going to rake it over. Still a lot of leaves on the trees around here. Once the leaves start falling off the trees, I'll gather them up every couple days and I will mulch over this garlic. Last year I did about a 6 to 8 inch layer mulch. Worked out really well. I didn't lose any garlic plants over winter. Everything seemed to grow really good. I don't water my garlic really. I think I watered it twice last year. That's it. Garlic's kind of a set it and forget it kind of plant. As long as you mulch it really good so that it doesn't dry out, you just don't have to do much to it. So I got about this handful and then 2 more handfuls after it, so we'll see. You can also mulch with straw. I just choose to use leaves because I have a tree in my backyard that gives me a bunch of leaves, so I use them. But If I get straw, I'll use it. But I usually save my straw if like people have a Halloween display or something. I'll save that straw and I'll use it when I'm planting my tomatoes and my peppers. I mulch around them with that. So well, that's really all there is to planting garlic. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day in your garden.